You know, when I started my online business, I used to sell products one at a time. Although this was working and I was making quite a bit of money, it was not very efficient because ideally to really make or maximize your income on your website, you really have to have funnels. So I used to use a service called ClickFunnels, and to be honest, it was a big investment for me because I was just getting started and there was a lot of experimenting that I was doing. So along came CartFlows, which is a funnel builder for WordPress users. And to be honest, this is a very, very powerful plugin, and this changed everything for my business. But there was one area which I really wanted to improve, and that was the email marketing. So I was using ConvertKit, and to be honest, there was a lot of patching here and there to really make things work. But now we have Fluent CRM. Now Fluent CRM really works well together with CartFlows, and these both products work on WordPress. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to set up an effective funnel for your online business. Let's dive in and let's get started. But you know what? Before we get started, I'd like to also mention that I have bonuses if you buy these products using my affiliate link. CartFlows has a 10% discount. The coupon code is MAK10, and Fluent CRM has a 20% discount. It's MAK20. Links to that video description below. All right, so let's dive in and let me show you how to set up your funnels from scratch, step by step. So right now I have WordPress installed. I also went ahead and installed a Fluent CRM and also CartFlows. So the first thing we need to do is to make sure you're running WooCommerce, because WooCommerce runs really well with CartFlows, and this is the default really e-commerce platform for WordPress. So I'm going to come over here and add a new product. So I'm going to click here on add new. So let's start off by adding product A. Next, we're going to give the price, and we are going to set this to virtual, and then we're going to publish. Next, we're going to add product B. And again, we're going to add a price here. So this time, let's make this $197, and we're going to publish as well. Okay, so now that we have our products, now these products could be any type of products. This could be maybe a service, a consulting service. It could be a fitness program. It could be a physical product. It could be a course. It doesn't really matter. So as long as you've added them here, this is good. So the next step now is to go in and set up our funnels. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So over here now, I am going to come all the way down here to CartFlows. So first things first, here we need to go to the settings, because this is where we need to make sure that everything is set up correctly. So over here, we need to set our builder. So in this case, I'm using Divi, but you can use this with Elementor, Beaver Builder, Gutenberg, and other. So I have Divi selected because I prefer using Divi as my page builder here. And next, if you have your Facebook and Google Analytics code, you can just add it over here, and by just enabling it, and then you can just paste it like that. But for now, I just need to set my page builder. Okay, great. So I'm going to hit save settings. Next, I'm going to come over here to flows, and this is where we're going to start adding our funnels. So I'm going to click here on add new. So we can either start from scratch, or we can use these templates right here. So you know what? It doesn't really matter which way you go, because usually what I do is I just go in, add a template, and then just replace everything anyway. So I am going to click here on view all steps. Okay, so this has a landing page, checkout page, and the thank you page. So I'm going to say import flow, and I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call this product A. Click on import flow. All right, so now that we have all our steps all added, it's time now to go in and add all our information. So what I usually like doing here is to go in and assign my product right away. So I'm going to come over here now and click on edit. So I'm going to come over here to products. And this is where I'm going to add my product. So I'm going to click here on add new product. And this is going to be product A. So all you do is to type in a few letters here, and then it's going to show up. So you can see here it's showing product A. And then I'm going to say add product. So now my funnel has a product. Next, I'm going to click here on save settings. Great. Now I can go back to my funnel. And we can see here, we don't have any errors now showing here. So let's go to our landing page and start designing our landing page. So I'm going to click here on edit, and then it's going to ask me here how I want to edit this. Now, because we chose Divi initially, it's going to ask me to edit with Divi, and I'm going to go ahead and say edit with Divi. So here we can just call this product A. Now, before we edit with the Divi builder here, we need to come over here to our page layout and make sure we have no sidebar. It's important that we don't have any sidebars on this page. And then next, I am going to click here on edit with the Divi builder. So what I prefer doing is to design my own layout. So let me just show you quickly how you can do that. So I am going to add a new section here, but this is going to be a full width section. So I'm going to click here on full width, and it's going to be a full width header. All right, so I can start by adding my text over here like that. My text here. So this is going to be my main title. Okay, great. So we have our title here. We also have our button. Now, the most important thing here is to make sure that our button is linking to the next step. So I am going to make sure I link that in a moment. So what we need to do next now is to go in and make some changes to this. I'm going to come over here to my design tab, click on layout, and I'm going to make sure this is full screen. And then I'm going to go back to my background and change my image. So I'm going to first click here on background, change this color to black, and then I'm going to choose my image over here by clicking this third tab. Click on this plus button, and I'm just going to use an image here from my library. So let's go with this one right here. Upload an image. So now I have my image. Next, I am going to change my blending mode by coming over here and then choosing multiply. And then finally, to complete this design, I'm going to come over here to my background and then drag this slider down here so I can reveal a bit of that image. Next, I really need to make this bold now. So I'm going to click on my title first and change my font here to say Poppins. I'm going to make this bold and increase. In fact, I may even make this. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's increase the size. There we go. So I'll go with 48. Next, I'm going to come over here to the description text. And again, I'm going to change this to Poppins. And we are going to make this bigger as well. There we go. So 26 is fine, or maybe down to about 24. So this text here is looking great. All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. So the next step now is to adjust my width here. So I'm going to go all the way down here to sizing. And then I'm going to go to content width, and I'm going to change this and bring it all the way down to about, say, 60. And I can see here I need some line height. So I'm going to go back over here and increase my line height just a little bit. So let's go with 1.2 and save. Great. So now I have my main hero area. You can see I've taken some time out and designed this myself, and it did not take a lot of time. So what I'm going to do now is to come over here to my module settings, go to link, and I just need to copy this URL here. It's very important that I copy this URL because this is what takes us to the next step. All right, so I am going to close out of here, and then I can just delete this, coming over here. And all I have now is my main hero area. Next, I'm just going to go in and add my link to my button. So let's just call this get started. There we go. And I am going to link this by coming over here. So here's our button URL like that. And we might as well customize this button here. So I'm going to click on this paintbrush icon, activate use custom styles for button. And let's start by giving this a color. So this is going to be my text color. Next, I'm going to give this a background color, and I'm also going to give this a border color. And finally, to have consistency, I'm going to make sure that my text there is also set to Poppins. And then I'm just going to set this to, say, semi-bold. Great. I may want to increase the size a little bit here. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's just bring it up to about, say, 22 and then save. Okay. So we notice now we have this area here, this white part here. So to get rid of that, you just want to come over here to your main section settings, and then you want to click on design, spacing, and top margin. Set this to -80. And now everything looks great. So over here now you can go in and get rid of this if you wanted to, or you can add your own information. It doesn't really matter. So as for the rest of the page, you can always come over here and delete any information you don't need, or you can go in and customize it the way you want. And finally, over here, we also have testimonials, and you can go in here and replace all this information with whatever information that you have. But if there's any sections that you don't need, you can always come in here and delete it. So for example, I don't really need this part here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So FAQs is fine. I can live with that. Okay, so this is my page now. I'm going to save it one more time. All right, so now that we've saved our page, we can exit our Visual Builder and take a look at our final design. There we go. So this is our design. But like I said, you can go in and remove any items that you may not need on this page. So if I click now on Get Started, this now is going to take us to our checkout page, which is the page where we can add our product. And you can see here product A has been added, and this is the price, and we can go in and proceed to PayPal. But you know what? We're not done yet because we need to go in and customize this further. Okay, so back over here now, we've just worked on our landing page. So I'm going to go back one more time. So this is the page that we're working on. Now let's customize the checkout page. So I'm going to come over here, click on edit. So what we could do now is we can add our order bumps. We can add a checkout offer. There's a lot of things that we can do to customize this page. But before I can do that, I just want to show you a few things that are very important here. So you see that this checkout page has all these fields. Now, if you're selling a digital product, you may not need all these fields. So CartFlows allows you to go in and disable any fields that you don't need. So I'm going to come over here to form fields, and then I'm going to say enable field editor. And we don't need a coupon code for this, so I'm going to remove that. But it's always something that you can add in at a later stage. Enable additional field. I don't need this right now, to be honest. So all I need to do is to disable what I don't need here. So the only thing I'm going to need here is the email address. I'm going to drag it all the way to the top, and the first name. Okay. I may need the last name. In fact, let's put the last name there. All right. So now all I have to do is to just remove all these by just clicking on the eye icon like that. And now all we have is the first name, last name, email address. So let's save this and see what it looks like so far. So at the moment, you can see we have the checkout field here. We also have all these fields. So let's refresh this page now that we've updated it. Great. So now you can see we have first name, last name, and email address. And now it has been simplified. So just by doing a few clicks, you can update your checkout page. All right, so let's further customize this a little bit by just doing a bit of work here on the top. And this can be adjusted using the Divi builder. So I can go in now and enable a visual builder. So the really cool thing about this is, first of all, you can go in and delete any parts that you don't need. And you can now start adding your own information here. So I can start in by adding a text module. So what I usually like doing here is to just add some text, which lets people know that this is my checkout page. Now let's customize the text by coming over here to design. And then first of all, we're going to make it all caps. We are going to change this to white, increase the size a little bit to about 22. Let's change our font here to Poppins because this is what we've been using throughout. And let's make this bold. Okay, great. So now that we have this, in fact, you know what? Let's just increase the size a bit more. Let's go with 40. Now we need to center this. So I'm going to scroll down further and on text alignment, center it. So now when people get to this page, they are going to know right away that this is a checkout page. Okay, great. So over here now, we can see we have these guarantees. I mean, if you want, you can get rid of this by just deleting it here. But you can also add other elements that can help this convert even more. So you can add testimonials. So let's go ahead and add some testimonials here. So I'm going to click here on this plus button, click on a regular, and let's add 4 testimonials. Okay. So first of all, before I do that, I just like to distinguish this content by giving this section here a background color. So I'm going to come over here and let's give this a dark gray. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a dark gray like that. Excellent. Next, I can come in now and add my testimonial module. I'm going to select it. Okay, great. So I can start adding my text in here. So I'm going to replace this. And I'm just going to start off by saying maybe the author here is Mac. Next, on elements here, I usually like to remove this quotes. icon. Okay, so that's gone. Next, for my background here, if you want, you can be a bit fancy, give this a background color if you wanted to, but you know what, we're going to keep things very simple here. I want to leave this white, and I'm going to give this some rounded corners here. So I'm going to come over here to design. Let's go to border. Let's go with 3. Excellent. Now I can add my image in here. So let's go ahead and add my image. Click here on image, and then I'm going to click anywhere here. Let's choose my image right here so you can see it's been added. So I can save that. And what I can do now is I can duplicate this a few times and just drag it into position. Drag the next one. And then finally, we're going to drag the last one here like that. So all you have to do now is to go into each and every one of these and change the author and the information as well. And then for the image here, we can always go in, change this like that. Let's save that. We do the same here. Now let's see if we have more images. So I'm going to click anywhere in here. Okay. Upload an image. And this can be Sue. Okay, there we go. Right, and then finally, so what we can do here now as well to make things consistent is to design this. So let's go to the text right away and just make sure our body text here is set to Poppins, just to make sure everything is consistent. So you can see here, this has been updated here. That's fantastic. Now, a quick thing that you can also do here is to right click and extend body text styles. And then we can just say throughout this page, in fact, let's do this section, extend, and all my text has been updated. So that has saved me quite a bit of time going in and updating this. Now let's add another section here. And this time, this is going to be a text module. And we're just going to give this a title, which says testimonials. There we go. And let's center this. Come over here to design. We're going to go to text and change this to Poppins. We're going to make this all caps. And we're going to increase the size as well to about 22. And this time I'm going to add letter spacing just to make it slightly different. Okay, so that's our testimonials. Okay, so we're going to save that. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to drag this above. So this becomes the title of this section right there. And then finally on the top here, I'm just going to drag this until I get to about 100, just to give this a bit of padding. And I'm going to apply the same to the bottom as well. So as you can see, now we have a beautiful testimonial section. And now it's pretty much time to save this. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And we can now exit the Visual Builder. There we go. So now this is our checkout page. You can see here, it's pretty nice. If you scroll down here, we have our testimonials. You can even add video testimonials if you need to do that as well. So this is really cool. All right, so we have a few pages all set up now. Okay, so the next step is to make sure CartFlows is connected with Stripe, because this is how you're going to get all your payments done. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go over here to WooCommerce and go to settings. All right, so over here, we want to come over here to accounts and privacy. And what you want to do is to make sure you select allow customers to log in into an existing account during checkout, and also to allow customers to create an account during checkout. And finally, you want to make sure that these accounts are automatically generated. This will save you a lot of time, and this is where the automation comes in. So this is great. And over here by the payments, in fact, you know what? Let me save this first. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay. So over here on the payments, what you want to do is to go in and activate PayPal. Now I've added a fake email address here just for demo purposes. And if you also need to add Stripe, you can add Stripe by adding the plugin, and this will show up here. Okay, so once this step is done now, pretty much you are almost ready to go. But we haven't added our upsells yet. And this is the point of this whole funnel building process. So let's go back over here now to our dashboard. So I'm going to go back to flows and then go into my product. All right. So we have our product A, This is our landing page. We have our checkout page, and then we have our thank you page. So what we can do here is we can add a one-time offer on our checkout page. And this works really, really well, by the way. Or you can create a proper upsell to product B in this case. So there's several ways you could do this, but let's keep things simple here. I'm going to click here on edit. And I am going to add my checkout offer. And then here, I'm going to click on enable checkout offer, type my product, and my product here is product B. I'm going to select it. Okay, so the discount type, we can choose here. Let's say it's a percentage, and let's set this to 20%. And now you can see the price has gone down to 157. And then here it says, wait, your order is almost done. We have a special offer, blah, blah, blah. You can go in and change this text to whatever you want. And then here we have the yes, add to my order, or no, thanks. Okay, so now we can go ahead and save this. Now, it's also important that you may want to add an image to this product here, but let's see what this looks like. Okay, so now that we've saved this, we're going to come over here to our landing page, click on get started. It's going to take us to our checkout page right here. So we can add our name, and here's our email. And if I proceed to PayPal here, now it's taking me to my checkout page, and this is my offer. So you can see here it's saying, Mac, wait, your order is almost complete. We have a special discount, blah, blah, blah. And it shows my discount here. I can either add to my order, or I can say no thanks. But as you can see here, this doesn't look great because there's no product here. Why don't we go back and add our product so this can look really nice? Okay, back over here now. We're going to go to WooCommerce. Let's go to products. So it's product B that we are after here. So I'm going to click on edit. All right, so let's add our image. So I'm going to come over here to product image. And what can we add here as our product? Okay, so let's say this is our product right here. I'm going to select my image and hit update. Okay, so what I may also want to do here is just to make sure that my pricing is right, and also that I've selected virtual here. Click update. So everything is all good now. The next step is to try this out one more time. So let's come over here. Should we refresh? Would that work? Let's see. No, it didn't work. Anyway, so let me add my first name here. Oh, there we go. So now if I click on proceed to PayPal, there we go. So now it's showing my product here, and it has an offer, and you know what? This looks awesome. So if I say add to my order now, this will now go to PayPal, take the amount, and then take me to the thank you page. And then here is where you would say no thanks if you're not interested in any of this. Okay, so now that we can see our funnel is working, what can we do with our emails to make sure everything is working okay? Right, so this is where we come back over here. We have our product already, and everything is working in WooCommerce. So I can now go to Fluent CRM and click on email automations. So I'm going to create a new automation here. And this one here is going to be bought product A. Okay. So since this is running on WooCommerce as well, I can select WooCommerce here. And then I can say WooCommerce new order, click on continue. So next I can set my conditions now. So this is for anyone that's bought product A. Fantastic. And I can say save settings. Okay. So now this is going to start when someone buys product A. So automatically I want an email to be sent, and this is going to be a thank you email. Okay. So I'm going to say send thank you email. Subject, I'm going to say, so I can just say welcome, whatever. And then here I can start by saying hello, add first name, add my email contents here. And then I'm going to hit save settings. Okay. So right now we're at a position where the person has bought product A, right? We've sent them an automated email to say, welcome, thank you for purchasing our product, blah, 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 blah. So the next step now is I also at some point want to perhaps persuade them to buy product B. But right now, I'm not sure if they have bought product B or not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come over here, click on this plus button, and we're going to go to conditions. Okay, so this is where we can say check if the contact purchased, and then this is product B. Check if the contact purchased product B. There we go. So I'm going to target product B here. Save settings. So now if they've purchased product B, I am going to take a no action. So I'm going to say end this funnel here. Okay, just like that. But if they haven't purchased product B, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to send a custom email. And this is where I can send my discount. So I can say offer discount. And then here I can add my email subject and then add my email body in here. Once I'm happy with that, of course, here I'm also going to send them to the checkout page for product B. In fact, you know what? Let's just put some dummy information in here. So we're going to say, hello, first name, and our dummy text. And I'm also going to add a button here. So I'm going to add /. So I'm going to say, buy product B here. There we go. Right. So here is where we need to add our URL for our landing page for product B. And we can open this in a new tab and save. Next, I'm going to hit save settings. And look at that. This is really, really awesome. All this is going to now work in the background without even me sending emails or worrying about what is happening on my site. So this system here is going to check everything. So first of all, it's going to check if the person has bought product B. If they haven't, it's going to offer a discount. And we can even continue here by saying, wait, say 2 days, and then send another offer. But this time we're talking about say products, benefits, or features, and we can continue this until we exhaust what is happening here. So once we're happy with that, we can also end the automation here on this side as well. So as you can see, this is now the combination of Fluent CRM and CartFlows, and these working together will have you running a perfect online business. All right, so let's continue with our design here and make sure we have everything that we need and test this for the last time. So before we can continue, you want to make sure that you set this to the status to published. And if you want to see some stats, you can always click here and this will show you all your stats as to what is going on here. So this is very, 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 very powerful. I'm really looking forward to looking at my stats because this feature is currently in beta, but by the time you watch this video, this will probably be live. So this is fantastic. So we also have stats when it comes to CartFlows. So if we come over here to home, we are going to see all the stats over here. So your total revenue here. So all this data is pulled from WooCommerce. So you can see what is happening here. This is today, yesterday, last week, last month. So this is great. And then on the flows tab here, you can see all your funnels. And if you want to see what is happening, you can just click on this funnel itself. It also has its own stats. And this is great. So if we come over here to analytics, you can see how this has been performing. So it will show you your conversion rate. It will show you what is happening on your page. So this is a very, very powerful system. I highly recommend that you go ahead and try it out. You can use this with physical products. You can use this with digital products. But the good thing is everything is running on a WordPress. So these are my favorite plugins. So the final thing is when you run CartFlows, you want to make sure that you exempt the checkout page from your caching, because if the caching is on, this won't work properly. So you want to make sure you exclude the checkout page from the caching. Now I use WP Engine and I have to contact the administrator over there to make sure they remove that from caching for that page to work. But if you have say your local caching plugins, you can go ahead and exclude the checkout page. This is very, very important. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.